From the Florida International University Biscayne Bay Campus studio in South Florida, this is FIU News.
The fight to change the gun laws after the Stoneman Douglas High School shooting continues.
We will take a look at how the farmers market provides a healthy and local alternative to grocery shopping.
Plus, we captured how people celebrated Gay Pride here in Miami Beach. Good evening and welcome to FIU News. I'm Jaylene Gaviria.
And I'm Tanya Labonte. Thank you for joining us. The Broward County School Board voted against arming teachers after the Stoneman Douglas massacre. This tragedy had a big impact in the South Florida community, and many continue to feel insecure. Hinestroza has more on this story.
After the Valentine's Day massacre in Parkland, Florida, many people have been emotionally affected. Betty Carter, a mother of a 26-year-old college student, says that schools should have a higher level of security.
I
think that what happened at Douglas High School is something very terrible, something that no one could have ever imagined. Just like it happened in this school, it can happen in many others, and universities, if the right measures are not taken to prevent this type of tragedy from happening. It's really hard to take in everything that happened and to know that as a parent, you must look for a way to get through this.
There are 315 schools in Broward County, and according to USA Today, anxiety has been running high after the deadly shooting.
I was receiving a lot of notifications and saying that there was a shooting not only close to us but in Broward County. Beforehand, I've usually felt secure. After the Stoneman Douglas shooting, I don't feel as secure. I'm feeling more anxious.
Dr. Karen Waske says it's normal to feel scared, even if it was experienced secondhand.
I had so many clients that weren't actually at the school or, weren't related to people that were at the school who had vicarious trauma. I've had some connection to people who were actually in the room with people that did get killed, and a lot of PTSD symptoms, and that occurred quite a bit following this shooting.
Viviana De Francisco, an undergraduate student, says that there are ways that administrators can help students feel safe.
I really feel safe in my university because you need an ID for enter to the building. I think the shooting that happened 2 weeks ago for me was horrible, and also I think the government has to do something about that. Maybe do a psychological exam for the person that buy the gun.
There are psychological assessments that do give information about personality styles. Whether or not that would absolutely prevent this, hopefully it would.
This mass shooting won't be easily forgotten, and people hope that further measures are taken so this type of tragedy won't happen again.
Thank you, Maria. This was truly devastating, and hopefully the government and community can find the right solution.
And now we take you to Wynwood, a community that has become very diverse, populated with tourists, and constantly evolving. However, an increase in rent prices has caused some tension between gallery owners and developers. Narima Griffiths has the story.
In the 1950s, Wynwood was known as the Industrial District, home to many Caribbean immigrants. In the 2000s, the city was abandoned until developers rehabilitated the area. Since then, the city has evolved into a globally recognized place for families and creatives to share, experience, and spread art, fashion, and culture.
So what makes Wynwood so unique and different is the businesses that call Wynwood home and the people that visit our community, which comes from everywhere and anywhere around the world.
For gallery owners, Wynwood has changed from a place for collectors to come buy art, and it no longer feels like home.
In recent years, it has changed, and it has changed a lot. And basically because the price of the rents has increased so much that most of the galleries have been forced out, and they have been replaced by other kinds of establishments like bars and restaurants. So from being an arts district, it has become much more into an entertainment district.
Any galleries for their rent, and I think like any business, you're always looking for where you can probably get a good deal and probably find the best rent terms. Like any community in South Florida, there is something for everybody, and I think the great opportunity now for galleries is that they have a choice, which before they probably didn't have as much of.
Despite price changes in rent, Wynwood continues to grow.
The redevelopment of the community has really benefited the local economy, and the tourism business for Wynwood, which never existed before, now accounts for several $million of spending in South Florida.
But it's spring break. We heard about the fabulous art walls, and we had to come see them for ourselves.
I think the art here is amazing. Like, to get to experience different type of murals on walls and businesses I think that is really dope how they got it set up down here.
What the future holds for gallery owners is uncertain, but there are plans for more development in Wynwood.
I'm very concerned, and as gallery owners, we and my partners, we have constant conversations. So I think for the future, probably we will be out of Wynwood, settling into a different neighborhood.
So for the future of Wynwood, we see hopefully more residential coming online. We hear a lot of people that want to live here. Unfortunately, there isn't a lot of residential options currently. Just a lot of options for entertainment and socializing and gathering.
According to therealdeal.com, between 2012 and 2016, land prices in Wynwood more than quintupled and rent prices more than doubled. As Wynwood continues to change, business owners hope they aren't forced out. I'm Narima Griffiths, and back to you in the studio.
Thank you, Narima. I hope the residents, business owners, and developers in Wynwood are able to find a balance.
In other news, over 300,000 students in the United States have participated in study abroad programs.
And recently, there have been many reported cases of sexual assault from American students traveling overseas. 1 in 5 female students are likely to be victims of rape when studying abroad. I met one of the victims, and here's her story. Study abroad programs have expanded and recently become more popular. According to Forbes, the amount of students going abroad have almost doubled in the past 15 years.
When I moved there and my friends, we were all in Spain and we were young and free and to do what we wanted, we did not think about the negativity or the things that could happen. And I don't think that's the mentality when you're a young student moving to a different country.
The rise in study abroad has unfortunately increased the risk of sexual assault for women studying or volunteering overseas. As colleges wrestle with how to address sexual assault, the Washington Times reports that state governments are working closely to better monitor these crimes.
And so my friends and I decided that we wanted to go on a trip to Morocco. And the head tour guide named Manuel was very nice. He was very accommodating. And then the last night came around and we had barely anything to drink. He was like, oh, why don't we get champagne? I'll buy some champagne and then we can go to your guys' hotel room. I was kind of going in and out of consciousness, and I was feeling very out of my wits and loopy, and then the door opened and he started to sexually abuse me, and he hit me in the head and I fell to the ground, and that's all I remember.
The U.S. Department of Health and Human Services reports that 90% of female victims never report their abuse to law enforcement.
Nobody supported me in going to the police. I didn't know how to even say the word in Spanish. I couldn't even tell my host parents. I had no one to go to, so I just repressed it immediately and tried to act like it didn't happen. I just knew that there had to be more girls out there, and so immediately we just started reaching out to women. I found 3 girls from FSU, I found 8 other women that day.
In business since 2003, Discover Excursions has partnered with different universities and institutions throughout the country. International rape is a huge issue that universities need to bring more awareness on. At the same time, these institutions need to thoroughly investigate the type of travel companies they let their students go on, because putting them at this type of risk is a huge liability.
Came with us, told us about her friend's experience, and we reported that immediately to the person that helped us coordinate the program with Spain. The person got in contact with them, and we are not using them this semester.
The Spanish counselor refused to give an official statement regarding Vega's case.
You know, it almost took my life from me. I literally almost didn't survive it, and I can't live with myself knowing that I'm not doing anything to stop him, because he just gets away with it year after year. And these are kids. These are people who are literally going there to experience something new and be adventurous. They're not expecting a nightmare that's going to haunt them for the rest of their life, and I'm not going to let that happen anymore.
Former cases have shown the difficulties of responding to sexual assault cases while abroad.
Despite the PTSD Vega continues to face, she continues to shed light on her truth in hopes that her perpetrator pays for his actions and other young ladies become more aware and not have to endure the same.
I'm so grateful Gabriela took the time out to share her story with us.
I understand that many more women have come forward.
Yes, and we just learned that Discover Excursions is now permanently closed.
Thank you for the update. Now we turn to the issue of diversity in Miami. Our city is known for its diversity and Latino population.
However, some young Hispanics are now calling themselves Afro-Latinos, and it has caused some controversy. Many claim that darker-skinned Hispanics are more discriminated against. Octavia Bishop has the full story.
Afro-Latino is described as Latin American people of African ancestry or those who have African American and Hispanic backgrounds.
Afro-Latinos and Afro-Latinas they really identify like that because they have a connection, a background to the black community, but they're from Latin America.
Some people don't even know, will tell you, oh, I didn't know there can be Black Spanish-speaking people. So there is the ignorance that you have to indicate to people that you are part of a particular background.
I mean, a lot of people think, like, when they ask me, what are you? And I say that I'm Hispanic, they don't see that. They just see, like, a black woman. And I have to always explain what being Afro-Latin is. And I think that's probably one of the most challenging things, getting people to understand it.
According to the Pew Research Center, a quarter of U.S. Hispanics are Afro-Latinos. But when asked about race, only 18% of Hispanics identify as black, but 39% identify as white.
I think in the Latin community, there's definitely a disadvantage because there's definitely a lot of racism that occurs that a lot of people put a blind eye to.
Successful Afro-Latinas such as Amara La Negra and Ilia Calderon break down barriers and show pride in identifying as Afro-Hispanic.
Afro-Latino, like, that's what you are. Like, now it's like, okay, I know what I am now, and there's actually a word for it, and there's other people that are like me out there.
If you want to read other stories about the Afro-Latino community, visit our website.
Coming up on FIU News, we take a look at some unusual ways to work out and keep you fit and entertained.
Stick around, we'll be right back.
I'm going to engineer something to withstand hurricane force winds.
I'm going to run for Congress.
I'm going to start a company in China.
I'm going to do my graduate research inside the world's only underwater sea lab.
I'm going to be a panther.
A panther.
An FIU panther.
Welcome back to FIU News. Right now we have Narima Griffiths in the Wellness Center with the top stories to keep you living a healthy lifestyle.
Thank you, Tanya. Here's the latest health news from the Wellness Center. The flu outbreak reoccurred this year, and it was recorded to be one of the most dominant flu epidemics in the past 10 years.
This flu season caused various hospitalizations, 63 deaths in children, and 3 of those were here in Florida.
I'm worried because this flu season has been one of the worst ones for what I've heard. And one of the things I always make sure is that my kid is always washing his hands, just always preventing, making sure that when he plays with other kids, he always sanitizes his hands. You hear those things that happen to other kids, I automatically think about my kid and always trying to prevent things like that from happening.
Although the flu vaccine has a 19% success rate, doctors recommend it is one of the best ways to protect children.
The influenza or the flu has been in great quantities, and people are scared because there is like an epidemic throughout the United States. And of course, as a pediatrician, we take care of small kids. And of course, they are prone to get any kind of diseases. And in this particular case, the flu, the influenza A, influenza B. The best thing that we can do is to wash our hands, protect the child against other people that are sick. And of course, one of the things that we need to do on a yearly basis is to get the flu vaccine.
During the flu season, it is recommended to get the yearly flu vaccine, so don't forget to stop by your local pharmacy or primary care physician to get your shot. Many schools are focusing on keeping students healthy. Florida International University renovated their gym at the MMC campus to ensure that students keep a healthy mind and body.
According to the Men's Fitness magazine, only 8% of Americans stick to the New Year's fitness resolutions. And 48% of people, including their resolutions, want to lose weight this year.
Start of the semester, people have a lot of New Year's resolutions coming into the gym. I've noticed that the first 2 weeks were very hectic, a lot of activity everywhere in the gym. The new facilities has dramatically improved.
Some students and faculty members are already taking advantage of their new facilities.
It's a lifestyle thing because I like to play volleyball, so half of my fitness goals is just to be able to play my sport better. And also, when it comes to weight loss and bulking up, I do quick fix routines, but this year I really want to focus on doing a long-term thing so it lasts. So I really want to work on bulking, building muscle, and toning fat.
FIU's gym surpassed the national average for fitness space for colleges. You still have time to complete those goals. It's never too late to start.
Definitely an excellent improvement to help the FIU family stay fit and healthy. Talking about working out, one of our reporters has a story on how to exercise in a fun and unusual way. Let's take a look.
Physical inactivity is a problem in the United States and causes about 300,000 people to die each year. Here are some fun and unusual ways to exercise in order to stay healthy. Ana Rodriguez, the trainer at Aqua Element, says it's beneficial to exercise at least 3 times per week.
The aquaboxing class, it's an excellent class because you're getting your cardio on without any impact to your joint. It's a fun exercise, so people tend to also be a little bit more relaxed versus doing a land-based exercise. It's going to help you with decreasing blood pressure. It helps with circulation. It increases the drainage of the lymphatic system.
Also, you can burn from 450 to 700 calories by doing this type of workout. According to Time magazine, 80.2 million Americans over the age of 6 are entirely inactive. One of the trainers at SkyZone says that exercising sometimes can be difficult, but with SkyFit, people can enjoy jumping on a trampoline while your whole body is getting a full workout.
When you're on a trampoline, exercise is a lot different. It's more three-dimensional because you're moving every part of your body at once in order to steady yourself, to gain your balance. Usually throughout the class, our goal is to make everyone burn at least 700 to 1,000 calories. So I like that it makes a lot of the exercises a bit more difficult in order to increase your exercise potential.
One of my friends introduced me to the SkyFit, and she helped me with the first class, and from then I absolutely love it. So I come every week. Most people who work out, they get tired of the old boring cardio routine. With here, like I said, you're on a trampoline, so you get to include jumping while including regular exercising, so it makes it more fun.
Another unique way to work out is with Pure Power. It's a cycling class where you get to lose up to 700 calories while pedaling to the rhythm of the music.
If you have tried before regular spinning classes, you will notice that they are not the same. Also, it has a rhythm music and the light that make you super fun. A half-way, I feel I don't get tired as much. Now I am more resistant, and if you add that to a healthy diet, the benefits are many.
In order to prevent diseases like diabetes, heart disease, and obesity, remember to always exercise regularly to maintain a healthy lifestyle. This is Maria Hinestroza, FIU News.
Wow, I may have to visit those places. If you're looking for a fun way to burn calories, make sure to visit these fitness centers for more information. That's all from the Wellness Center. I'm Narima Griffiths. Back to you in the studio.
Thank you, Narima. Speaking of a healthy lifestyle, our reporter Octavia Bishop has a story on how you can benefit from buying and eating local at the farmers market. Let's take a look.
A farmer's market is a place where growers and small business owners can sell their products directly to consumers.
The vendors are local people They are usually the person who manufactures what they sell.
According to the latest data from the USDA, the number of farmers markets in the U.S. has grown by 76% since 2008. There are now 8,000 markets listed in USDA's National Farmers Directory that sell more than just fresh produce.
Each vendor has a different product. We have honeys, we have eggs, we have fruit and vegetables, and then the lady there has products for the hair.
The USDA report showed that Americans have become more health conscious in the recent years. In fact, people are inclined to buy locally because they believe these options are better for the environment, economy, and society.
If something's delicious without being nutritious, it's not real food. And we want to combine both, delicious and nutritious.
One thing I found about farmers market is that the fruit and the veggies taste different because they had more time to ripen.
Most vendors are part of a do-it-yourself community that adds jobs. In 2015, Bloomberg reported that the DIY economy added 370,000 jobs.
Hopefully it's helping people who are actually the agriculture within Florida and Miami itself. That's what I'm hoping, that I'm buying natural foods that come from people who are actually working in the fields here.
It's really a great experience, and also to help the small-time sort of person out rather than Publix. Publix don't need any more help right now.
To find local farmers markets in your area, check out USDA's Farmers Directory. I'm Octavia Bishop, back to the studio.
Their organic products look amazing. I can't wait to try them out.
Coming up, we have a golf experience like no other right here in Miami.
Stay tuned.
For 50 years, FIU has been serving a community that's seeking something different from its university. From the sawgrass of the Everglades to the boardrooms of downtown, Miami is a modern, global city built with an entrepreneurial spirit that's always looking forward. A city that moves at this speed requires a public research university to support it. A locally engaged, globally connected university.
Welcome back to FIU News. If living in the beautiful city of Miami isn't enough, here's some amazing activities and events that you can enjoy right here in the city.
Miami Beach Gay Pride was a week-long celebration filled with partying, performances, and food. And I was there all week to witness it all. In Miami, Gay Pride was a success yet again. With about 150,000 people in attendance, it has definitely grown since its inception in 2009. Although Pride is known for its big parades and unique celebrations, it originally began during the Stonewall riots in 1969, started by two trans women of color who had one goal of increasing their visibility as a social group and celebrate sexual diversity.
This is my 6th year at Pride. Happy Pride, baby. Happy Pride. It's all about good vibes. It's all about having the best experience with the most important people in your life, you know?
People come to Pride to have fun and show their support as well as pride in being gay. Although people from all over the world gather for this march, there's always bound to be cultural differences. It's my first time here. I'm originally from Colombia. It's nice to be here and spend time with good company, but honestly, I don't like coming across a bunch of naked people. It's showing others that being gay is associated with nakedness, that all gays like to show themselves, and that's the only part I don't agree with.
The media stereotype nowadays is all about like the flamboyant like gay person, so I feel like people don't want to be attributed to that, so I think that's kind of why they like look toward it negatively.
Regardless of the discrimination that the LGBTQ community continues to face and the negative stereotypes imposed by the media, Pride isn't all about the partying and the festivities. It's about defending gay rights, celebrating equality, and how far we've come.
Being queer doesn't necessarily mean you're gay or lesbian or trans or anything. It just means that you're outside of the norm, you're a creative person, and you really just embrace your weirdness and your queerness. And, you know, it's I think something that makes these events stand out from the traditional gay events is that it's very welcoming to all types of people, you know.
With the several different issues that LGBT community is left to face, the support of organizations, companies, allies, and friends are crucial to assist in making a difference.
Honestly, until recently, LGBTQ individuals couldn't even get married. But especially with the current administration, There's people are being afraid of like workplace rights being taken away, healthcare rights. So I feel like everybody has their part to do. If you're an ally, you really need to advocate for your LGBTQ friends because sometimes they don't have the voice. And if you're an ally who has that kind of power, then you really need to step forward and use your voice to enable other people.
For FIU News, this is Jaylene Gaviria reporting live from Miami Beach Pride. And now back to you at the studio. It's great to see how this event has grown so much over the years and how so many people come together to support, celebrate, and continue to fight for equality and gay rights.
Another hot spot here in Florida is Top Golf. Get ready to have some fun because this is not a traditional golf range.
When you think about golf, this is what comes to your mind. But a new way of playing golf has arrived in South Florida, and this is what Top Golf is about.
Top Golf originated in the UK with a story of two brothers. So two brothers were sitting down one day and they decided, what's missing from the game of golf? And that's how they came up with having the technology in the ball. So each ball is microchipped, so it measures the distance, the speed, and you're aiming for targets rather than just driving to a green.
Top Golf is a sport entertainment venue with 3 stories and 11 targets in the field, which makes this place for everyone, from kids to adults.
I'm responsible for all of the classes, the events, the one-on-one instruction time that we do here at the venue. We do one-on-one instruction, which is an hour long. We do classes that are an hour long. The events we can do for an hour, up to 4 or 5 hours at a time.
It also offers a full service of food, drinks, and other activities such as pool tables and rooms to do private events.
This is my first time coming to Top Golf. I never played golf before. I was able to make some great shots, sweat a little bit, have a great time here, and we were able to have some drinks. Definitely a great experience to have here in Miami.
Top Golf definitely is a different way to combine golf with fun. Also, a new location will open this coming summer at Doral.
This looks like so much fun, a way to really get moving.
But the fun doesn't stop there. In Wynwood, the Wynwood Yard is turning the party up and keeping the noise down with a silent disco. Let's check it out.
This is what a usual night at the Wynwood Yard looks and sounds like. But the second Friday of every month, the Sound Off experience brings a different kind of party to the yard, a silent disco. The party is powered by colorful 3-channel LED wireless headphones with a range of over 500 yards.
Sound Off Silent Disco is basically a monthly event we have here where people wear wireless headphones and can tune the headphones to one of 3 channels and listen to the music that they want to listen to. But basically, when you come to a silent disco party, it's silent, but you just see people dancing to all kinds of different beats, different music together.
Blue, red, and green. Each color represents a different audio channel, and there are 3 different DJs playing simultaneously. People can switch between channels and choose if they want to hear hip-hop and R&B, EDM, or Latin.
It's different. I like the people just kind of like staring, but it's fun. It's fun. I think it would be cool like at other events, kind of like a rave type of thing, but it's really cool. I like it. So.
The absence of amplified sound keeps the party going all night.
So it's Rihanna's work.
For more information and events, visit thewynwoodyard.com.
It's amazing to see what happens when you combine technology and creativity to create such a unique party. This is why I love Miami. There's always something exciting going on.
And lately, the weather has been perfect.
I hope it stays that way as we get close to summer. Thanks again for tuning in tonight. I'm Jaylene Gaviria.
And I'm Tanya Labonte. Have a good night.